And here's the part that I think is sobering for most people. Once you get to the stage that you're in, right, it's less about the creative and more about the administrative. Would you agree?
I would agree with that. This is also learning all the people I work with. This is all learning about what each person's role is in the company of image, talking with Eric, talking with all the different people. So you're learning everything and all the people and the ins and outs of like, well, what does this mean? What does this variant mean? What does it mean when I do this? And so I have to restart, and that's an ego hit, because after being in Hollywood and TV and film for 20 years, you kind of go, okay, you have a modicum of success that your ego is just like comfortable and it's like, great, I know what I'm doing. And I'm like a newborn giraffe again, starting over in comics going, I don't know what I'm doing.
This is the Inkpulp podcast.
Welcome to the Inkpulp podcast. This is your soothing intro, Eric.
Are you speaking into the microphone?
Yes.
Okay.
But softly. Can you not hear me?
No, I can clearly hear you, but yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to the Inkpulp podcast.
All right, listen, it's December 22nd. I don't know which episode this is. Is this 502, 503? There's got to be a lot of episodes.
Sure, we'll go with that.
We're barreling towards
the
Christmas.
500th episode, even if we're not there.
Oh, yeah. Every episode
like
here
all the
moving
500s.
forward is 500, and we're going to celebrate it. Like it's our anniversary 500. Okay.
Just like comics.
We're barreling towards Christmas. I'm trying to gather as much Christmas cheer as I can. And it hurts.
Well, you got the
It
red.
hurts. That's the thing.
That's something.
Like,
You've been celebrating Christmas all
Being on
fucking
this-
year?
yeah.
We've
Being
been
on
fucking
this, being on
From
this
the
show
depths
is
of
like
hell,
passing
Canete.
a couple of kidney stones, and then once in a while a guest will come on and act like like a drug that pacifies the pain. Speaking of that drug, ladies and gentlemen, we have Brett Mother Effin Bean. Thank you for joining us, pal.
Thank you.
Thank you for making time.
Not just
you.
Brett Bean.
Bread Mother is the name, and fucking Bean is the last name, right?
Yeah. It goes together. Yeah. I forgot the hyphen. I apologize.
That's all right, man. It suits you. It's weird to have that mother effing, because I've always, in the times that we've interacted, you're very warm, inviting, and like you make time for everybody. You know.
Thank you.
So to say that mother effing part, it weirds me out a little bit, because it's sort of this guy it reads as this guy that's like standoffish, or maybe it's speaking towards your badassness. I'll reframe it in my head like that. Sorry, I have a bout of tism. This early in the morning.
Wait, that never goes away.
Yeah,
It's just stronger in the
fades
morning?
during the day.
Oh, okay. There we go. All right.
Yeah.
No.
Brett,
At
dude.
3 p.m., it's still there.
As soon as the medication wears off, it kicks back on again.
Oh, okay.
But that thing, if you think about Brett, it makes total sense,
How do you
because
figure?
like, although he has a cartoony style, he was on High Hate Fairland, which is a cartoony book, but very violent. And the same with your new book, Brett, Dork, which is, similar in that kind of mood.
I do like to live in that area. I would say it very much is the reason why I work with Jim Henson's Creature Shop as well. Like the Dark Crystal and Labyrinth, there's a cuteness, but a twisted cuteness to it that always sort of I've gravitated towards. So yeah, there's two sides. I was raised very religious, and then I left it very early. So I have like the nice sort of like be kind to everybody and be nice part, but then just minus the the God part. So that's where
and
my
then you're a serial
motherfucking
killer.
comes in. I'm like, that's
On the other hand,
so it's the combination of like be a good person and don't throw anybody else under the bus, but do your own fucking thing. So
Yeah.
But whenever possible, look for people to throw under the bus. It seems like it's very strategic under the bus throwing, as opposed to just like general.
Did we lose Brett? Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think Brett's signal is rampant. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
It's finally catching up to you, but it's slow.
Oh, he just shut this down.
He
be
really
back.
did.
He'll be back.
That is the
He wasn't
best-
lying.
No, that's the best Irish goodbye I've seen in a long time.
There was nothing
No.
Irish about that goodbye. That was a in-your-face goodbye.
That was the motherfucking bean goodbye. That's what that was, dude. You just said,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
out.
right. That was the Brett motherfucking goodbye.
Hey, can I compliment you on that conversation segue, Maddie? Holy crap.
Yeah,
that was
that was
like,
good.
I
That was
bit
good,
my
right?
tongue.
That was
I was
very
like,
good.
oh, that's so
And-
good.
I wanted to say that, but yeah, it was good.
And and I should compliment you guys because I just listened to the episode with Rob Liefeld, the one and only,
Yeah.
and it was a great fucking episode. I wish I was there. As the show was
know.
going, I was like, I should have been there.
Yeah.
Should have been
Yeah,
there.
that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
it was great
Now, you know why it was fun? Because he's one of those guys that you just let him go.
because I wasn't there.
Now, on top of that, he's one of those guys you just let him go, you know?
Yeah,
And he just keeps going.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I was thinking the same.
Brett is
like
back.
Brett is back.
Brett
I was
is-
thinking the same. Like weirdly enough, like him and McFarlane, they have the same kind of energy.
Oh,
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they have the same kind of energy. Just let them go, and they have their own ideas, and they go straight forward, and they say what they think.
Yeah.
Zero ego about the stuff.
Yeah.
So it's
And also,
I
it
don't think
doesn't-
it's a coincidence that those were two of the most influential and successful guys in the
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah. And also, it doesn't hurt that Rob has his own podcast. You know what I mean? So he knows
yeah, for sure.
like
Yeah.
how to keep stuff moving.
Well, in the meantime, how are you guys? How are you, Eric? What's
Good. I'm all done with Absolute Batman. That thing is great. It's gotten to the point now. and I
both
think it's-
issues or just the
No.
first one?
I'm waiting for that second one to kick in because
okay.
Snyder's schedule doesn't slow down. So I've literally got like I feel like I almost have to bug him. Although we're what, 3 days away from Christmas. So I understand if he wants a little time for himself. But I'm like, I want to stay on schedule. I do not want to fall back because
Well, also right now you're warmed up, I think, so you want to,
Keep going.
Yeah.
we say in Italy, beat the iron until it's still hot. I don't know if there's a similar phrase.
Yeah, strike
I mean, I
while the
understand-
iron
I
is
understand-
hot. That's
Yeah.
what we say.
Yeah. The sentiment, I understand. It's been fun trying to figure everything out. I think so. Like to your point, Maddie, I'm warmed up now. So let's go.
Yeah.
But
Glad to
in
hear.
the mean, yeah. It's been fun.
And also, I think
right,
it was
we
the
have Brett.
perfect.
Okay.
Here he is.
So
Yo,
I was your experiment. So here's my thing. My experiment was using the iPhone as the
As a
webcam.
webcam. Yeah.
But I think between it trying to communicate with Riverside and that extra connection of uploading, because now it's uploading and I'm still talking to you guys, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
And
you're-
fluid.
you're great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
dude,
I
you're
think
you're
that
at
was like a-
78% now. You're going up and
Yeah.
up and up. Yeah.
So
All
on
right,
mine,
perfect.
it's only 38%. It's weird, but at least we can actually have a conversation. So,
yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
that could very well be the problem next time if somebody wants to do this. and
Okay.
it fucks
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Because you're at
That might be-
85% now.
Okay.
You're at 85.
Yeah.
That's great.
You're trucking,
We
man.
can finally see your beautiful face. You were all pixelated before.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. So fuck the webcam.
So Eric, you were asking Brett a question, but I forgot what it was. Do you remember, Brett?
I don't.
You had asked him a question. We were complimenting you on this amazing conversational segue into like.
Oh,
Matteo
right.
did a good job.
No, absolutely. But you asked something as well,
He
and
was
we
telling-
thought for a moment that we were waiting for. He was thinking about the answer, but no.
Right.
But no, I was just.
No, he
uploading.
was in the middle of talking about his badassness. I think it was, how it's applicable to the books that he's currently working on.
Yes, I'm always ready to talk about my badassness. No, that's something I normally do. Is talk about myself in that way. It's not uncomfortable at all for me. No, I just try to, you try to do your thing and you hope other people it resonates with them, and that's the best you can do. So, so it led into, but I think what Matteo was saying is like my own creator-owned book was,
Right.
Yeah. So this one I came up with it during the pandemic, having two very extreme parts of my family, and so I was like, well, how do I sort of bridge the gap living in the middle? Like, this is really crazy, these two extremes.
Yeah.
So I've got a very religious older set of family members. And then, my brother is gay, so I've got my two extremes. And so I started to just kind of backtrack of who I was, and went, well, how do I don't want to make this a story about anything other than a personal story. So then I made it medieval and went, okay, how do I like really throw it all, up in the air? And I came up with this concept, and that's when, quite honestly, like Scotty Young contacted me and he's like, hey, do you want to do I Hate Fairyland? And I put it aside and went, okay, let me put this on pause, go do that, moved to Portugal, worked on Fairyland for 2 years, moved the kids back to the States and went, okay, I got to try. And so I jumped off of I Hate Fairyland to do this. Scotty asked me to do more. We were going to do he's like, we'll just continue on forever. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure continue on making you money, but I need to go try something. I gotta go jump and see what the bottom of this, what this cliff looks like.
Dude, congratulations on doing your creator-owned stuff. We are huge proponents of people taking the initiative.
Beautiful, and it rings beautiful. Like, I had the pleasure to see the first. Would you like to
tell the people what it's called, Brett?
Oh, it is called. So he is half dwarf, half orc, all dork. So he is born in the light and raised in the dark. So he's got the two halves of him, and that's cool. That how do you live in the middle of those two extremes? So
that's great.
And then there's a prophecy that believes that he's going to bring about the end of the world as they know it.
Sure.
There's two ways to read a prophecy. If you're an extremist, prophecy is always doom and gloom. He's going to destroy the world, and then, but also could he bring it together? So that's the whole entire idea of the crux of them.
Everybody out there, make sure you hit like, subscribe, comment, and share this show on all social media platforms. Join our Discord, and make sure you're checking out all the cool Inkpulp shows on the Inkpulp channel.
Hey guys, I have a few announcements to make. First of all, if you haven't done it yet, please sign up on the Kickstarter campaign for my brand new creator-owned book, The Fourth Father. All you have to do is follow the link in the description and click on the Notify Me button. If you want to know what it's about, you can read issue number 0 for free. Just visit matteoscalera.com, subscribe to my newsletter, and you'll receive a link to the first 20 pages. Also, Nemesis Forever issue number 5 hits the store January 7th. It's the big finale to the whole Nemesis saga, so you cannot miss it. Great story by Mark Miller, art by me, and colors by the amazing Giovanna Nero. Go and grab yourself a copy. And last but not least, if you're interested in buying some original art, the holiday sales are still active on essentialsequential.com. Just visit my page on the website, pick the stuff you like, and use code BFCM20, all capitals, at checkout to receive a 20% discount.
Guys, what's up? January is the final month of the Arachnid Enforcer Kickstarter, greatest one-shot comic coming at you. We're going to end it at the end of January. Hit the link below or above or on my social media, and I thank you for your support.
Hey, everybody. We are launching session number 2 of Graphic Novel Pro, me and Jake Parker. If you want to learn how to do comics in our intensive 10-week course, click the link below and register. We start classes at the end of January. Also, head to inkpulp.tv and subscribe to my newsletter.
For original art or to set up a commission, visit essentialsequential.com. Order my creator-owned series, Arc Athena, via iconicomics.com. To join my newsletter, go to my website, ericcanete.com, and follow me on all of my social media. Really easy to find, at Eric Canete. Back to the show.
And is there a plan, like right now you're just going with it, or you have a specific plan and this is going to end at a certain point? Like it's a...
I have ways of finishing it up eventually, but I have the first 5 done. I've got it beat out to 10 and 15. but I can shore it up early. Like if I need to, you can truncate it. If it's not working, if people don't like it and they speak and they go, we hate your idea, then you want to finish it off, all that kind of stuff. So, but I have other ideas plotted out. And actually, I just change a lot of stuff in my life. And that's how I plot out a lot of things. Things happen.
Oh, that's cool.
In my existence. And I've used all of it. Julie's going to be a character, but it's not going to look or feel like her at all. She's dealt with breast cancer. So I'm figuring out how to reverse engineer that into a character design. So there's all these things that are part of my life that I go, oh, I know that I could do this for a while. And I've got family members that are characters, but they're not recognizable because I don't like that stuff. I don't want to do that part of it, right? But the first thing everybody says is write what you know. Well, I take what I know and go, well, I don't want anything to do with that. So how do I twist it into this sort of weird take on my reality in this fantastical world? So
I think the most accessible, relatable type of writing is that, right? Like you just take it from a place that you know and do it in such a way where it's transformative enough where sort of the DNA is there, but you're not leading with it heavy handed, because I feel like that gets super preachy. That gets really sort of verbose and annoying, so I think that's a really, really smart way. You're saying 5 issues are out?
5 issues I've done. So issue 1 isn't out until February 4th.
Okay.
But I've
so
been
you're way ahead.
Along. Yeah, I've been trucking
You're
along.
way ahead. Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Again,
well, I've got another project I have to work on. So I'm like you, where it's like, okay, I better keep one step ahead because I got this other full-time 200-page project that's Liefeld.
Is that the Dungeon Crawler Carl book?
Dungeon Crawler Carl graphic novel, The Crocodile, that I'm doing as well. So
holy cow!
By the
That's
way,
my
that campaign was crazy. I remember we were in New York when the campaign was still going. Yeah. And the numbers, like it was incredible. Like
it was pretty crazy.
Blown away by those numbers.
Yeah.
Both the amount of people and the project number was pretty crazy. So it's just pretty awesome to have that many people.
Is it still accessible for people to go and support in some capacity? Not necessarily on the Kickstarter or the crowdfunding end, but
I think you can still get on BackerKit and like get the basic book and the basic package and stuff, but like all the extra ones where it's like Matt would sign something and I did original art for the thing. Those are all gone. But.
Yeah. And also like I don't know how into the whole thing or you are at the moment, but it started on BackerKit. It wasn't on Kickstarter. The whole the campaign was on BackerKit.
Yeah.
So
they have their own version. Yeah, they started their own version of.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, once everybody went, there's extra money to be made. All we have to do is the infrastructure of. So now everybody has their own crowdfunding, Indiegogo, Kickstarter, BackerKit. I think Zoom. Everybody has their version of it now to like get their projects off the ground. So
were you involved behind the scenes on the campaign stuff at all? Like, can you speak to BackerKit versus Kickstarter?
Not enough on the true back end of what you're asking about, like the odds and ends. I was there for some of the decision making, what the tiers were, and helping out and like what to do, but not like that nitty gritty kind of stuff. So.
Do you know why they chose to do both platforms for the campaign?
That's such an interesting question. I would go to Vault Comics for that.
Okay, all right. Well, it's been great talking to you, Brett.
Yeah, great.
It's been an exciting episode.
Sean had one use for you, and that was it. And so he's like, I'm shutting this whole thing down.
We got it at the 10-minute mark. I'm out.
I want to point out 2 things, and it's that was actually the third thing is that Sean's mission is to get to the nitty gritty and the nuts and bolts behind the stuff, but. Did you see how the moment it started to become about money, Matteo started vibrating? He's so angry at anybody who is making a campaign better than him.
Again, my dick.
So let me, behind the scenes, some little inside baseball here. Like last week or the week before, we had Jorge on, and Jorge just ran an incredibly successful campaign.
Corona for I don't know.
Yeah. And so that number is ridiculous for SWAT cats, right?
Yeah.
We've been tracking that. And again, Matteo is about to go into Fourth Father campaign, whatever road show. And Maddie was so pissed that entire episode because Jorge's number was so ridiculously unattainable. Now, mind you, I think if there anything can give it a good run for its money is Fourth Father. And then the other one, and you just said, and the moment the name came up, Matteo is like he's so angry, and I can tell he's like his blood pressure is ridiculous right now. You know, the moment you said you're working with Scotty Young, Maddie was like, fuck this guy that keeps coming up during our conversations. He's so like, he hates Scotty. He cannot stand him.
It's understandable.
We've tried to ask him why, and every time he just like, it's like this family hurt that he's had for generations, and he can't talk about it, you know? So every time, like, Maddie, we've hung out with this guy. He's been on the show. He's really, really cool. What's
do I need
wrong?
to get the doll
like,
and you can point to where Scotty's hurt you? I need to get a...
He had to control himself from spitting. You know what I mean? Like when you hear his name, he like wants to spit. I don't know what it is, but anyway, congratulations on like pissing Maddie off a little bit more. It brings me joy. It's my mini Christmas gift from the Lord, you know, because it's Matteo's getting mad.
Yay.
So, Brett, I wanted to go back to this thing. So to Dork. So you said that the plan is if everything goes well, 15 issues so far. So in case it goes incredibly well, first of all, I'm gonna hate your guts even more.
There it is.
Because you're more successful than me.
Oh,
and no.
Oh, please. You're so full. Should we go through this whole what idea of success is? So we can go down this entire rabbit hole if you want to, motherfucker.
Oh, don't.
Let's do it.
But
please don't.
We won't.
If it's incredibly successful, then are you planning on going back to that after the dungeon, the other book?
I'm doing both at the same time. So
I'm
just going to continue Dork as long as people want it. And it makes, and I just need enough to keep the lights on. If it keeps going, this is a project I want to work on. I have ideas for side characters and I want to bring in other creators to kind of take and go off in different directions.
Sure.
I have a plan of attack. It's just, if it's willing to like be a thing, then I'll do it.
What issue, since you're writing what you know, what issue do your good friends Shawn and Matteo come in as orcs or dwarves?
Oh, all right. Okay. All right. That would probably, I would say you're looking at.
That probably will never happen.
Well, I have 6 and 7 kind of already plotted out. So it would be like 8 or 9 by the time one of you guys get your heads chopped off.
Let me guess. Given the fact that you're pretty tall, Brett, and we're not, you're probably gonna be dwarfs. We're gonna belong to that side of the fantasy.
He's gonna meet 3 angry dwarves.
See, the difference is I never asked to be inserted in your comic books.
No, it's a little late. What I see is an amalgam of like 3-headed beast.
Oh,
and it's just like
this.
Eric in the middle and the 2 idiots on the side, and he really wants to get out, and the 2 are like fighting, and Eric's just, I just want to go. Is how I kind of see the 3 of you, and that
it's the 2 balls and the dick in the middle.
Sorry. It's your Christmas present to me.
Eric's checked out. That's it. Eric's out. We lost him. He's done.
I just had to remind myself to like, it's Christmas. Please be good.
What we need is a countdown now, because it's usually within the first 25 minutes where Matteo says something and Eric's out. Like his whole body language changes. So
shut down.
Yeah, I cross my arms and I'm like, you know what? This is probably for all the wrongdoings I've done in my life.
Oh yeah, you are paying for something.
This is the penance of that awful wrongdoing.
So Brett, this means that you're able to keep up with 2 basically monthly titles, more or less. I mean, the other book is not monthly; it's 200 pages. That's probably gonna be a graphic novel. I hope.
Yeah, it's a full graphic novel. Yeah, so it's getting ahead of the issues and then sort of just kicking the can down the road on the full-time book project. Luckily, in animation, we learned to always go fast, and everything was a week late. and especially in video game and TV development. So I've had to go on a break speed. I've also decided to do a lot of digital work as well, because at the end of the day, as somebody who is, I think, a production now, when you do your own indie comic, you're the production as well. And I had to make a choice whether am I going to be the artist or am I going to think like a production house, and now everything's on me and I'm paying a colorist and I'm paying a letterer and I'm, and I still got to keep the lights on and the two kids happy at the home, and okay, then I have to make decisions. And so I'm trying to now play that role where it's like, okay, how do you get the two projects out and then manage all the other things? Because, variant covers come up and you do this and you do that. And so, and I'm still doing Marvel snap cards and, doing the convention circuit and everything, because you have to tell people about it and advertise.
Yep. Talk about that a little bit more, Brett, the production part, right? That's because that's something that our audience probably aren't aware of, because they just see the end product, get super excited about it, but never think of it. I think that's a really apt way to think about it. Like, you go into production version, right? Which is what you're going through right now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you have to sort of really be on top of yourself, because by the time, so your solicit for issue 1 is like, and so you need a cover and you need to write your solicit for number 1, like 4 months in advance. Right. And you're like, this is the cover. Now I have to write to that. I have to write to that cover and make sure the interior is sort of aligned with that now. And then you're plotting out your story for number 1, 2, and 3. And then you start doing layouts for number 1. And by the time you're done with that and you start inking it, then you need to get your colorist on board for the covers. And then you need to get your solicits for number 2 out the door. And you need to start talking to Image Comics about what the next cover is going to be. Do you have any variants? You have to go track down and juggle the wrangling cats, which is what try to get all the artists to do, their covers for. And then you're doing that with 3, 4. So if you just truncate each one of these things, you're like, they're mini pipelines, and each one of them are important, but you're just spinning all the plates. It's the same thing as like not asking too much of an art director. If art directors love when you can do your own work and you can sort of plot out what you need to do, because you're helping spin a plate, because that's all they're doing is making sure no plate lands. And whichever one is closest to smashing on the ground is the one you spin back up, and you let the other ones sort of kind of come down. I'll get to those later. Right. And so when you're doing your own production, it's the same thing.
I know that feeling.
Comics is not, I didn't realize how much business oriented and production pipeline I would be using from my animation and TV and film background. I would use, and I go, oh, this is why artists work with other people and just do one part of this, because this is incredibly taxing on the brain to do all the parts. It's a lot, so I commend anybody who does it, but it's such a interesting learning curve, and go, okay, I'm deep in it now. So
Brett, talk about that learning curve a bit. Talk about like when was like the biggest sort of, bucket of water that got dumped on you. We're like, wait a second, the mental load of this is ridiculous.
I would say probably about 2 months ago. So like with Image, they say like get 3 issues done and then we can create a schedule for you, right? Because they want to have stuff truncated. And so you're trucking along and you've got your colorist and your letterer and you got everything kind of lined up and you're like, great, I'm going to do and you're doing all this work. And then you submit and you don't hear anything for a little bit. And then Image starts inundating you with this schedule, and I need solicits for this, and I need this, and then are you going to do this? And we need the international thing, so we're going to start pitching to this, and you've got a trunk load, and my wife is sort of helping me, and so she's CC'd on everything, and she now has this big long list of every email and what's been responded to and everything. So I'd say about 2 months ago is where everything started to cascade, and where we both sort of just giggled in the living room going, holy shit, we had no idea. Yeah. It's awesome because again, I also like opportunities to learn and sort of like really jump into the deep end and figure it out. Right. But it is so much and it broadens your mind and it makes you go, oh, okay, if I can handle this, I can handle the next thing that comes up and the next thing and stuff. For sure. But that was, I would say about 2 months ago is when it all started to really coming down, and then making those final decisions. And then whatever you decide, that's the decision. There's no going back. There's no, it's like, that's the one you're running with. So go with it. And you just kind of keep going and going.
Dude, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, man. That's, I mean, like I said, it's the mental load of that. It sounds like it's less. And here's the part that I think is sobering for most people. Once you get to the stage that you're in, right, it's less about the creative and more about the administrative. Would you agree?
I would agree with that. Yeah. I would say right now until, and I don't know anything about it. So when I worked on the other title, we won't name who it is for Matteo's sake. But I worked on that big title for 2.5 years. He kept everything from me. So I didn't get any numbers. I didn't get any contact through Image. I didn't it was just through him. And so this is also learning all the people I work with. This is all learning about what each person's role is in the company of Image, talking with Eric, talking with all the different people.
Yep.
So you're learning everything and all the people and the ins and outs of well, what does this mean? What does this variant mean? What does it mean when I do this? So really simple questions of I have to ask like a dumbass, and I'm almost 50. And so I have to restart, and that's an ego hit, because after being in Hollywood and TV and film for 20 years, you kind of go, okay, you have a modicum of success that your ego is just comfortable. And it's great, I know what I'm doing. And I'm like a newborn giraffe again, starting over in comics going, I don't know what I'm doing. And I have to ask stupid questions that everybody else knows. And I go, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. And so you have to go through this learning curve, and also your swallowing of your pride and ego to go, I just don't know. I have to accept that I don't know, and then just fall forward and figure it out. So,
and do you feel like that's been really
relate to that? I completely, because I'm in the middle of that as well. So every word you say, I'm like, yes, I got that. Yes, I got that one too.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I think it's developing a muscle. Shawn, we'll get to the question that you were about to ask. Developing the muscle. I think you framed it in such a way that I understand the spirit of it. But I also think there's a reason why you're going to be successful in this space is that you go in there, ego in place, but also saying I don't know anything. And if I don't know, I'm going to go ask. Right.
Yeah.
I think that's really super critical, regardless of where you are in the stage of the success of your career, is if you don't know, what does it hurt to ask? Of course the ego is going to take a ding, but I think there's something to be said about I don't think Voldemort. Can we start referring to Scotty as Voldemort?
I was about to say, can we call him Voldemort? I was about to say the same.
Anyway, so I think Scotty wasn't. Yeah, Scotty Mort. I don't think he was trying to keep it away from you. I think he understood, let's keep Brett in the creative space as much as possible, and I will take on this mental load. So I think when you started to say, I'm going to take that on now, right? That sort of opened up a whole slew of spinning plates that now you needed to deal with, which you were happy to take on.
Right.
But I think one of the key takeaways I want people who are listening to this is Brett's to what you said, you've gotten comfortable, pretty confident in this space that you were at. But at no point did you go, I'm going to let my ego supersede my sort of willingness to learn. And I think that's really super critical, right?
Every artist that I've respected as a person and as a talent, their mentality has been more towards wandering and wondering, which takes on a sense of you are not at the end, you are still searching. And so I think each one of those things where if it's an opportunity to stumble and learn, it's only been a growing experience. And I think it becomes easier each time you do it. I think it gets easier and easier to where the ego doesn't even enter anymore. When it used to, at each one of the stages, it used to be, right? You'd have to fight it and go, but I just want to be important. And then you finally get to the point where it's no, this is just the way it is. It's very comforting that you get to that point where it's now accepted and it's just a part of the journey. It's much more comfortable on this end than when I started out with that feeling of I need to feed the ego, or I need to, need to make that, that person feel better. And it's oh, great. No, I don't have to anymore. Now it's just let's go figure it out. So
that's great.
Easier. Yeah.
That's great. Shawn, what were you going to ask?
Shawn,
Sorry, I cut you off.
It's been answered. We covered it. I was just going to... Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. It's over. Go ahead.
All right. Fuck you.
It's difficult, man.
No, it gives me... What I'm realizing also, as I'm in the middle of it, it gives me a new perspective on how important it is to communicate. when you're not in that position, when you're back, let's say after my book, I'll be back on just working, work for hire, those classic work for hire for companies. How important for them it is for if you communicate properly and if you make sure that there's a constant back and forth, because you realize, like, I'm dealing sometimes with some people in the people that are helping me out. They're not great at communicating, and it drives me fucking crazy.
Yes.
And they're not, because it's not because they're bad. They're probably super busy doing other stuff. So it's not, I understand. But from my perspective, I'm trying to, keep up with everything, and not knowing is fucking, oh my God, grinds my gears so much. So, and
he's talking about Shawn, by the way. He's talking almost exclusively about Shawn.
I didn't want to mention that, but
yeah. Yeah, but I think that's a soft skill. Again, you have enough history with this, Brett, but there is the soft skill that people often don't develop because they are so laser focused on the hard skill of just like doing the craft, right? But it's everything that tumbles out of that, where you go like, well, it doesn't just stay on your desk. It's got to get produced, and managing people. And you can talk about this because it seems like there's an infrastructure of people that is helping to participate to get this book out into the public. Like the soft skill of managing people, communication being near the top. That takes a lot, man. Can you talk about that a little bit? Like what you're managing?
Yeah.
Or how you manage?
Well, I've done that quite a few times in video games space. I've been a senior before, so I've been in charge of like 2 or 3 artists at a time. I've worked in production where you're kind of working with a team. I think if all you've done is comics, there is a disconnect where I think you don't work with anybody in a studio. So I think I valued in a different way the first 20 years of my career, where I was sitting with people and talking with them, that social skill and that going back and forth. And then, you're reading personalities, you're helping people out. I've had people come to my office, shut the door and cry. And you work each one of these people in these things. And you go, oh, okay, well, we need to communicate effectively between this person and this person. Well, how do I go and make those ends meet? And so you manage in a different way personalities, which you go, oh, I learned very early on, if you can problem solve instead of be a problem, you will find work all the time.
Sure.
Because everybody wants a problem solver. So whether that be as a variant cover artist or whatever, they go, what's your deadline? What do you need? Okay, and then you help fix that deadline. You will get repeat work from that.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the opposite way, where you can get money for that one job, but if you're the pain in the ass and you're the problem, you're not going to get repeat work. So that doesn't make a career, that just makes a job, right? So I think career is all those soft skills is the career part, right? So you can be a wonderful, great, amazing artist, but if you don't have any of the other things that are included, you may not get very much work unless you are the top 1%. Right? Then you can go walk around and be actually now in this age, you can't anymore. But when I was growing up, you could be a complete and utter disastrous asshole. And as long as you were talented, you were fine. Now it's a different ball game now. But at that time, you could just do whatever you wanted to. So I think all those soft skills were really important from the production side of just managing personalities and then trying to give them jobs, assignments, and kudos. So you always do creative constructive criticism is, here are the great things. This is awesome. This is awesome. Maybe work on this. But the biggest lesson I learned was, if they've solved the problem, but they didn't solve it my way, but they still solved the problem, move on to the next thing. Stop. Because that's an ego thing, because it's like, this is all subjective. None of this is rocket science. None of this is
for sure.
It's like, so it's like, no matter what, that's what I learned the most of. And I learned that by looking at my art directors that I really looked up to.
Yes.
And I saw how they acted. And I saw even like Ian, where we were talking earlier, where you're like, Brett, you seem like a nice guy when you're talking to people. I saw Ian McCaig talk at Noman School of Visual Effects. And I immediately went, I want to make other people feel the way that Ian is making me feel right now. And he doesn't know who I am. I'm just a person in the audience, but he was so influentially nice, happy, wanting to just make people be excited about life in general, that
Yep.
you just find the people that talk what vibes with you, and you go, oh, what can I glean from that? What can I take? So really, it's not just the artwork side of it, right? So I think a lot of people, they laser focus the way you're talking about, is you look at people, the way that they handle themselves, or even at a convention, you see how people behind their booth, and you go, oh, this person, there are people, I won't ever name names, but there are people you walk up to that are famous and go like, oh, I shouldn't have met him. I'm putting him on the naughty list. So I always give people 3 chances, because you never know when somebody's had a bad day, right? At a convention or meeting them, they could have had a bad phone call, bad sandwich, or bad or bad night, right? You never know.
Yeah. Right.
So, where am I?
Yeah. Eric said number 2. Eric said strike 2.
But after a third time, if they're the same person after 3 meets, then I put them in the category of like, oh, this is just who you are. Yeah. Okay, great. We're not going to be friends. We're not going to be cool. So, so that's what I've learned, is just like give people that grace period of like figuring them out, and then try to help them. And but I used to run a record store, and that's what I used to do. I used to try to find what people like, and then give them something else that works with that. So trying to see outside of yourself into what they're asking for. And so I even like doing that with comics with my wife. She doesn't like any of the comics I read, but I try to get what she's into so I can find stuff that she'll like. So I just,
Yeah, I think that's just generally, if I remember working for the video game company, similar to you, there was this way that I would do things. And my AD was like, Eric, it's not about like getting them. Because it made a lot of sense, right? Here's how I do stuff. Here's a step-by-step. And at the end, here's the end product. That's supposed to be the ideal version of it, But most people don't work that way, like from a leadership perspective. And this is the biggest one that I had, the biggest learning that I had was show them what good looks like. Because they didn't get into this space by accident. Well, most of them, 99% of them didn't get in there by accident. But like, if you give them what good looks like and what you're set up, what the expectations are, let them do the thing and get to the end. And somewhere around there, check in, right? Nudge them in the right direction so they get closer to what good looks like. And then eventually, and that's where agency comes from. They start getting more. I worked with a lot of mid-levels and juniors, and for whatever reason, I just operated, and here's another soft skill, I just operated as if everybody knew what they were doing. But at the mid-level and junior, at that level, they're looking for guidance from their lead. They're looking for guidance from their seniors. So that's another thing that I had to learn was set them up for success, but check in often to make sure that they have the level of confidence that they need to take it to that polish, to that finish, and it's to your point, it's not plug and play, right? No. They get there, they kind of have the basic fundamental skills to get them through their door, but to elevate them into the space of success, you need to be able to say, okay, cool. And this is what I need from a leadership space to help guide you there. So it's interesting. Again, a ton of soft skill that has very little to do with craft. It's got a lot more to do with dealing with people. So I suspect between Maddie and Shawn, they've also gone through that space, right? Where it's like, Maddie, you're saying lack of communication, poor communication skills bothers the heck out of you, right? I suspect now people are starting to get tuned to the fact that, oh shit, Matteo needs this level of talking to, you're setting up the right expectation for them. No?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
As in, like when you're now that you're dealing with people, you're now starting to tell them, hey, I need you to check in more. I need you to be able to talk about what your side of the bargain is or your job, so that I know exactly what's going on, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. It gave me a new awareness. Generally speaking, I've always been pretty professional, but now I want to add an extra layer of professionalism. Because I understand that there's people waiting and stuff like that. And because a part of me was, after a while, I'm a professional. Like I'm confirmed, because I've been doing this for like 18 years now, and almost never been late and stuff. So there was a part of my brain which is like, hey, I did this so many times, so I don't need to communicate too much, because
right.
I'm gonna,
That's
I'm
right.
gonna deliver.
That's right.
But
That's right.
if you know in general, but if you haven't never worked with me and you don't know, you're always gonna be like, shit, is he gonna make it? Did anything happen to him? So now I have this new awareness because I don't want to have other people feel what I'm feeling right now, like during these days of these frantic days of managing to finish everything,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And now you're dealing with like Kickstarter to where you're dealing directly with an audience. So it's a one-to-one. You're going to have just individual questions from somebody saying, when is my book going to arrive and all that kind of stuff. That's a whole layer of production.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
And just go ahead, Benny.
No. I was saying, I totally. It's and that's gonna be another learning experience for me.
Yeah. I remember we were bringing on an intern onto our team at the video game company, and somebody who had applied went through the entire process, and they were coming. They were like, they were about 2 weeks coming in. I knew about their, they were about to be onboarded. I knew they were coming, right? My team knew they were coming because obviously I needed to prepare the artists. But then there was the production side, the administrative side, who suddenly got it in their email. Oh, by the way, so-and-so is coming, blah, blah, blah. And it was a surprise to everyone. Oh, wow. Right. And I was like, that was such a massive failure on my end. And mind you, I had been doing that for easily 10 plus years now, And so everybody just kind of rolled with the punches. Here's the thing. It was a brand new, newly formed department. And some of those people had never worked with me before. So there's this sort of like extension of courtesy and trust. But that level of you're bringing a brand new human being onto the team.
Right.
Everybody needs to get looped in on that a whole lot sooner. And it just goes to show, and I think it's in the spirit of what we're talking about, which is always be in the opportunity to learn, right? Always be learning, And I remember the lead of that department on the administrative end, her name was Kate. Kate was like, Eric, I think moving forward, so that we don't go into DEFCON 1 levels of panic, right? By the way, did you know that it escalates, not like it ascends as far as like DEFCON? Like people are like, oh, we're at DEFCON 5. And you're like, actually, that's the least version of the DEFCON,
I didn't know. No,
because I would say that, we are at DEFCON 5. And somebody was like,
Eric,
pushed up their glasses and was like,
Hollywood
actually.
could contradict you on that now.
Oh, really? Okay. Anyway, so Kate was like, you need to learn the term over communicate. And I was like, right. Over communicating is always better than under communicating. It can get annoying depending on the individual, but over communicating, you'll never go wrong in over communicating. At the very least, there's the paper trail of you. Hey, I did say this, and you guys were looped in on anything and everything that I said. So please, get in line with
now,
whatever.
There is overdoing it if you're in the hot tub and you start to really talk about too many of your issues. So there's a balance between oversharing.
Generally, I'm talking about like business.
Oh, okay, good. All right, just
I'm hanging out with these guys on a weekly, so I understand over communication. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Eric, you mentioned being annoying sometimes in over communicating and stuff. This is one of the things that I've given up on, meaning that if I have to be annoying a little bit, so be it,
Yeah, dude.
At least the result is, if you don't want me to be this annoying in the future, act differently,
Right.
Yeah.
So if you tell me
Sounds
it's
like my
coming
children
next week, and at the end of the Monday, it hasn't come, I'm gonna send you an email. Hey, you said it was gonna be ready. Where is it?
Yeah.
Not in a very polite way. Sorry for bothering you, but I'm gonna be there.
Right.
Yeah.
And because this is the only thing. And now, like I'm thinking about a thing that happened to me when I was building this house, when I just had bought this house, and there was some work to do, and I kept having one problem, the other problem, because I was directing every work. I didn't hire a company. I hired singular, specialty
contractors.
Workers, contractors. Yeah. So I was the one. Okay, the guy has to do that, and when it's finished, I'm gonna call the plumber to do that and that. And I was always trying to be nice, but every time somebody would fuck up royally. And I was talking to my therapist back then. I was like, I don't know, like I'm being nice to everyone and they keep fucking up. It's like they don't care. I mean, they're making my house where I'm gonna be leaving, you know, and they keep fucking up. And she was like, in that case, the best thing is to be annoying as fuck and the worst person ever. Like, pull out every worst part of you, because first of all, if you're nice, if you're the guy, I was bringing like hot croissant, like warm croissant every morning.
Oh my God.
Stuff like that. So
You were not.
yeah. So basically what happens there is that they don't want to leave because you're being so nice to them. So they have no motivation in making the work faster because they like you, you know, and you're always nice to them. So they have the feeling that whatever they want to do, they're going to do it because you're not going to be confrontational about it. So be a fucking asshole, be annoying. So they want to make the work faster so that they leave and without mistakes, because otherwise they have to come back to this place that they don't want to be at, you know?
It's
and
a
that was
different
great.
sort of
I mean,
managing.
it's not my style, but that's a great suggestion, and that's a trick that works.
Treat your
Don't
kids the
serve
same
warm
way. It's fine.
croissants. Don't serve warm croissants. 'Cause
Be a
they'll be
fucking
like,
asshole.
let's make this job never end, and we can have warm croissants every morning.
It just goes to show like different, like people are motivated by different ways, right? You could either, you know, twist counterclockwise or release, you know, twist clockwise, release counterclockwise, you know? It's that soft skill of leadership that I think people still have yet to learn. You want to be nice because you think quote unquote nice gets the best out of people. And generally 75-80% of the time it does. But then even with those nice people, you've got to press on that gas at 25%. You're like, yeah, now I'm going to make you accountable, because we're not all here just hanging out. We're here to make something, you know?
All right. You know, guys, I'm learning something today. I need to be a much bigger hard ass to my kids when they're working for me. That's what I'm learning today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
you know,
if you're paying them. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they
don't
show
have
up,
to
they're like,
threat-
Dad, I'm going to make an espresso, then I'll get started.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Just
you're
one
going to make me an
day-
espresso and get started.
One day
started.
when they
No
have
coffee.
if they have an off day at quote unquote work, right? Just change the locks at your house, and suddenly when they come home and the key doesn't work, you're like, that. You guys understand? Brett, can I follow up on something? Here's what I experience when I'm multitasking, right? Especially when I was doing Arc Athena stuff. When I was multitasking and in administrative headspace, right? When I'm spinning those plates, those, you know, the not creative plates. How did you find a way to shift back into a gear that's creative?
I would say I usually take a walk between the administrative and email side of life.
Yeah.
And then I take a walk, at about 20-minute walk. And as I reset, and when I sit down back at the studio, it feels like I'm showing up again. And during that 20 minutes, I've rebranded of like, okay, I'm going to be working on this piece of art. I'm going to be working on this thing. And so I lead myself to, when I sit back down, now I'm in script mode, it's headspace. But the 20 minutes gives me also, you know, exercise and a breath of fresh air and stuff. And then that's usually been my trigger. So whenever I feel either stuck or I'm like, okay, I'm done with this portion of it, first thing the glasses come off, I go, woo, the release. And then I go, great, that's done. Stand up, do the walk, and then come back. And that usually starts to just kind of get me into it. So
that's cool, man.
Usually I use those 20 minutes to jerk off. And,
I was just going to say.
I had the solution right in front of me all
I
this
was just
time.
going to say.
Just take a fucking walk. You don't need to just
I was just about.
burn your
That was the
dick
joke
into
I was going to say. I was going to say
pieces.
Matteo does that, but instead of walking, he just jerks off.
They were both trying to beat each other off to that joke.
But
like a
getting serious for
singular
a second,
fucking
that's
mind.
I think you got an
serious for a
OnlyFans
second.
account going, guys.
Yeah. But putting the jokes aside, that's a great thing. It makes me think, especially because one thing that I've been missing, I think I said that already on this podcast, but it's I need I before having a family and everything, I've always made sure that I had at least 20, 30 minutes to decompress from the day in general. And now that I'm super busy, I miss that because there's no time for me to fit that. But it probably, if I did that, it probably would be bring a great benefit to my personal, at least my mental health.
I'm with
Go ahead,
you.
Shawn.
And
Go ahead, Shawn.
I've heard, so I need to do the same thing, but I've heard from people who do it that say spending that 20, 30 minutes doing that actually makes you more productive when you return to it. So you do get that time back. While it doesn't make any sense logically, it does work.
Well, you've
so
done your plate spinning instead of sitting down doing it. Like I'm like, okay, now I'm going to concentrate and I'm going to write or I'm going to draw. And you still spend that same 30 minutes just fucking about, right? Getting yourself to that point. But that walk does the same thing, but it makes me just so ready and prepared. So when I sit down, I'm like, great, now I'm not this part of the day. And whether it be, I only got 2 hours to do it or 4 hours or 6, whatever it is. Because then the kids come home. I still have young kids. So, you try to get in your time and then go, okay, now it's time off. So I learned from Stephen King's book of like, he always talks about like write with the door open. And he wish he had done something different. So he lets his kids always come in, sit down in his chair. I put a chair in my office so the kids can sit in here, read a comic and kind of be there. And so I've sort of retrained myself to when I need to get stuff done has to work within the world that I live in. And I've chosen to have a wife and kids. So this is my world. This is my creative world. And listening to them and how they interact and talking with them about their day also leads me into being creative. So when I'm done with that administrative crap and I can talk to my kids and they're talking about what's happening in their head, blah, blah, blah. And a kid said this, all that stuff is usable because it's all creative, wandering stuff, right? And it all fits in your brain and you just take that all in and you go, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to take all that and then go into this stage. And really, if you've been in production long enough, you're paid to, I think professional is you put your big boy pants on and you get to work. So I think a lot of it is like you fake it, you fake it and then it starts to become making it. Right. Yeah. So it's like if I worked in a production and I show up, I don't get to say, I haven't had my coffee yet, Mr. Director. I don't know if I really want to do that. And like, no, you sit down and you start to go, okay, muse yourself. You don't have time. You can't just sit there and wait for it for 3 days and get paid. You're getting paid to do this. So start problem solving. And so
that's great.
Yeah. So that's great. It's just part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's in spirit to something Walt Simonson said, and it's still sticking to me to this day, where she's like, in the time that he was working for Marvel, he used the term, and it's rarely used these days. He said, oh yeah, I'm just I wasn't like, who was the other crosstown studio that he was referring to?
Oh, it was the Barry Windsor Smith.
Right.
And
he goes,
those guys.
oh, we're not,
Bernie Wrightson.
We weren't like those guys. We're working stiffs. And I hadn't heard that term since my dad, since my stepdad, like, we're just a couple of, artists and working stiffs. I never thought of that. But also there's something you said earlier, which is this is a production. You have to treat it like that. Otherwise it's just you drawing for yourself, and I think as soon as you switch to that mindset, it cascades to everything that we've been talking about today. Well, how do you pay respect to the fact that it's a production? Here are the limitations, advantages that I have through my day, right? You keep your door open because it's going to lead to a creative endeavor, but also just that little, I think it's brilliant. I never thought about it that way, which is here's me doing my administrative work. Let me step out and basically come back into the room again and then go into my creative work and and Shawn knows this. I'm a huge proponent of like partitioning my day, right? As soon as I go into that space, I don't do anything else except for that thing that I've intended. But that other thing where you step out of the room and step back into the room, that sounds freaking amazing because it resets,
So I believe there was an offshoot that I read in a journal from Alex Toth about what he did. So he had his own studio basically on his house property. But what he did is when he got up and he finished his coffee, had breakfast with his wife and stuff, he got dressed in his suit, put on his shoes, walked to his studio, which was just 5 feet away, went in, worked. On the way back, take off his shoes, take off his jacket, And so he separated it in such a more extreme way than I am. And I just went, well, how do I make this? I'm not going to do that shit. I'm never going to wear a suit. I had to do that. So it's like, well, how do I make it my way? And so that was my version of it. But I think it's been done by more brilliant people than me. So
establishing those rituals, man, it just sounds like it's that thing to make the switch click off in your head to go like, oh, I'm in this version of myself now. Yeah. That's awesome. We're barreling towards the end of this episode. Go ahead, dude. Go.
For 20 minutes, like I do.
What'd you say?
Yeah. Don't.
He said Toth jerked off for 20 minutes
in a suit.
Okay, so let me tell you my level of annoyance. You know, here I was like,
I'm
hey,
about
let's
to do
give
something even more annoying, Eric. Just a second. Brad, can you move your ad either left or right for a second?
Oh, you want to see it?
I saw a glimpse of it. Oh, look at that beautiful illustration. Oh my God. Who's that artist? Oh my God. Oh, beautiful.
Matteo has done a lot of personal work to not let his ego get the better of him. And I think we've been doing this for what feels like 15 years now. And in those 15 years, he started off very egotistical. I don't know how many times he's brought the conversation to talk about himself. Now he's actually bringing it to you. Remember at the beginning part of this interview, he actually said, hey, Brett, let's talk about you for a while.
Yeah, well, he actually said this. He sent this package and he's like, hey, before we do this podcast, would you put this on your wall behind you? Yeah. And I was like, okay, this is weird. And he's like, this is the only way you're getting on, Brett. This is the only fucking way you're getting on. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, but you did it strategically. You put it behind your head and he just couldn't help himself. You know what I mean? He was like, move your head so people can see my art. I think in so many words. It's rough, man. I was trying to give you a great sign off. You know what I mean? Trying to give you enough time to, talk about whatever, what you want to promote. I know it's the end of the episode. Brett, is there anything that you want to talk? Give us your socials. Give us the link. Jamie will put it up on screen, but give us the links to
and
where
also
people can go and buy your stuff.
Also, for your information, this will come out on February 16th. So issue 1 of your book will be out.
Okay.
So people go out and buy it.
Yes.
Please do.
Get it
Image
now.
Comics.
Comes out February 4th is issue number 1. I got a bunch of variant artists too and my cover. No, I mean, I got a Substack, Brett Bean newsletter. Always just search up the name there. Brett 2D Bean for Instagram is my go-to. That's me, man. I'm just trying to make comics and make the world a little bit happier.
That's awesome, dude.
And
That's awesome,
I would like to thank you for getting an image book out with variants covers, and none of them are Matteo. He's going to have to live with that.
Don't. Please don't. It's so rough, man.
All right,
here's one more thing. Here's the other thing. Like Matteo used to have a little bit of pudge,
He's beautiful.
Yeah, he's handsome as hell now.
That was so sincere. I love it.
He dropped weight and he's just out of control now. Will
you tell me how to do it? I dropped 85. So I used to be 300 pounds.
But yeah, Matteo did it through drugs. You know what I mean? It was crack cocaine.
Oh, is that it? Is that all I have to?
That's the easy
Italian.
way.
It's Italian crack cocaine.
Fast,
Yeah, but now you're telling him, and he was being fed a steady diet of alternate covers, and it was just getting his ego it was out of control, man. Oh. It was out of control. And now you're complimenting him and you have his art behind his head. It's going to be 2026 is building up to be such a shit show of this show, All right, here we go.
Matteo.
Good. Oh, head on over to Patreon, guys. If you haven't done so, just give us all your money and you can have a extra episode and blah, blah, blah. All right.
Here we go.